Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining this NEFERTITI webinar under World Package 6 of NEFERTITI, named Public Policy Supporting Demo Farm, Expectation and Potential. So I will briefly introduce what is NEFERTITI project to increase and improve your understanding of the context. And before you can go also, we will use a short survey and short questionnaire to understand who is there, what are your expectations, and so on. So you can go on menti.com and type the code 39485538. Sola will put it the reference in the chat. So as they are already in the chat, so Sola, could you please put it again, because people will be able to see it, and please answer some of the question, and we will display the result during right after. So quick fact about NEFERTITI project. NEFERTITI, it's an H2020 project funded under a call in 2017, and starting at the beginning of 2018, and that should end at the end of the year, and maybe a bit later, depending on any extension related to COVID issue. We've got 32 partners from 17 countries. It's coordinated by myself. I'm working in ACTA, the French network of technical institute in agriculture. So we've got a budget of 7 million euros for these 4 years. And together with two previous projects, Played and Agri Demo, and with a new project, IPM Works, we form the Farmdemo cluster, so in order that all H2020 demonstration-related projects are working closely together and build on each other initiative. So in NEFERTITI, we've got 10 thematic networks. 3 on animal production, grassland and carbon sequestration, data-driven decision for farmer, robust organic livestock. 3 on arable crops, 1 on soil, 1 on digital techniques, and 1 on organic sector. And 3 on horticulture, improve nutrient efficiency, water use, and reducing pesticide. And 1 final cross-cutting network on farm attractiveness, as it's a huge challenge for the European agriculture. On the other hand, we've got 3 annual demonstration campaigns. The aim of NEFERTITI is to network our hubs and people, to increase innovation uptake by farmers, to increase knowledge exchange among the kind of actors in the agricultural sector. We've got a platform to connect people. We've got a monitoring and evaluation program to learn about demonstration activity and improve our demonstration process, and of course dissemination and communication activity. And the aim of today is the policy dialogue activity that underpins the today webinar. Then, in a nutshell, the aim of this policy dialogue in view of network sustainability is first to network NEFERTITI with EU region and also national authorities and different thematic partnership of the S3 Agri-Food platform. We've got a second task on demonstrating the added value brought by demo farms to public administration of the region and the member states. And finally, the aim is to exchange the best practicing, facilitating interactive innovation project genesis, and ensuring network sustainability through an efficient use of EU fund synergies. So it's almost the main challenge for today. Regarding the agenda, we will have a short introduction of NEFERTITI activity and achievement, our campaign of demonstration activity, the platform we put at the disposal of any actor, and the engagement of policymakers. And then we will have a presentation from Inge, host of the DG Agri, showing the opportunity in the new programming period, some ideas and examples from demo networks in Poland and in Italy, and then another session on some info we want to gather for NEFERTITI analysis, and interactive session and debate together with you all in the last session of the day. So that's it for my introduction. Maybe Soila, you can show part of the result in the Menti. Has the two first question of the Menti were from which country you come from, and the typology of participant. If you are a farmer, demo farmer, a representative of National Rural Network, Development Managing Authority, and so on and so on. So it looks like.
Yes, now you should be able to answer the second question if you go to.
Okay. So we will let you 1 minute to answer the question. And for the one who just enters the code for the Menti, because we will use Menti again later in the webinar for the other question, the code of the Menti is in the chat. So if I'm not wrong, if I may comment, we've got almost 50% of representative from national or regional administration, which was one of the key targets. So welcome to everybody. We've got also 1/4 that are NEFERTITI members, and people from the NRD, and other people from national, regional ACIS, and of course representative of university or other research institutes. So a quite balanced audience, and fully in line with our expectation and target. So I will pass the floor to Mathieu Merlhe. So now we've got a session of about 25 minutes on NEFERTITI activities and achievements. So I will pass the floor to Mathieu. Mathieu, you can take the lead with the presentation. And he will show you some our qualitative and also quantitative results with regard to the two NEFERTITI demonstration campaign we carry out in 2019 and and last year in 2020. Mathieu, the floor is yours. We've got 10 minutes.
Yes. Is it working? Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Just put your screen in a full screen.
Yeah. So, hello everybody. I'm Mathieu Merlhe from Chamber of Agriculture of Brittany and WP3 leader of NEFERTITI. Is it okay for you? Do you see the?
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Can I just let me in the presentation? Okay. Is it still working now? Yeah. Okay. So the WP3 goals is to support the NEFERTITI hub partners. So as you said, we've got 10 hubs and 45 hubs, 10 networks and 45 hubs in NEFERTITI, and we have to support the NEFERTITI hub partners to organize at least 225 events per year. So it's 5 demo events per hub and per year. And what is support NEFERTITI hub is to share, to give them some methodology, some tools to prepare, carry out, monitor and evaluate and improve their campaign of demo events. So we already done 2 campaigns under NEFERTITI, so 2019 and 2020. We are now in the beginning of the third campaign, demo event campaign. So the idea is to try to improve our management of demo event campaign at each campaign. So we learned about the first one, tried to improve it in 2020. And now we are under the analysis of the second campaign, which was a strange campaign with the COVID, and try to improve it for the last one, the last campaign, which will be in 2021. So when we speak about demo events, we have a wide definition of demo events. So we try to range the different types of demonstration activity into two axes. The first one, the vertical one, is the number of participants, and the horizontal one is the degree of peer-to-peer learning. And this typology of demo events come from two previous projects before NEFERTITI, which were PLED and Agri demo. It's also H2020 project supported by the EC. So we've got several types of demo events, and NEFERTITI wants to support all these types. We aim to focus on high peer-to-peer learning between farmers. It's the core of NEFERTITI, but we don't want to pass away, if I can say, the other types of demo events. And so we support little demo events with, for instance, little groups of farmers, 10 farmers, which meet in a farm and exchange about new techniques, new practices, a system approach, and so on. But also bigger events like Open Day in the experimental farm, for instance, or conferences organized by a research institute, which with farmer, with advisor, with researcher, and so on. So just to explain what I say, I just showed here some types of example of demo event support in NEFERTITI, for machinery demo in Belgium, field trips for farmers and on plant protection in Sweden, permanent farmers groups on grazing management in Brittany, in France, where I work, and so on and so on. So we ask people to prepare, as I said, the demo events, and we collect the main characteristic before the demo events on the platform. Marko will present you the platform just after. So we have the NEFERTITI platform online, and we collect all the characteristics before the demo events and all the results of the demo events after. So we can follow the main figures, and we have the main figures for the two first campaign. So in blue, it's the first one, and in orange, the second one. So for the two first campaigns, we organized almost 500 events into NEFERTITI, 262 in 2019 and 233 in 2020, despite the COVID crisis. So we remain to keep in touch our core participants, our core target people, in our demo events, even with the COVID crisis last year. So it's quite a good thing for us. And about the characteristics of demo events, we aim to organize the maximum of events on farm. But as I said, we also agree to support events in organization or online. The first campaign, we've got 1% of demonstration online and almost 70% on commercial farms, which is a good target for. We reached the target for us. We focus to have between 60 and 70, sorry, and 75% of demo events on farm. So it's quite a good thing for us. And in 2020, we have to deal with the COVID crisis and COVID constraints. So we focused much more on online events, and we support hub coaches. We do some webinar, we do some training session with hub coaches and NEFERTITI partners to give them some tips and tricks, for instance, to organize online events. And last year, that's why we organized almost 50% of the events of our second campaign online. And that shows that we collectively manage the COVID crisis and adapt our process to the COVID crisis. And this online event is where for us the right solutions to keep in touch with farmer, to keep in touch with advisor and innovation system community in each hub and each network. So about the size of the events we support, as I said, we support big events and little events. So I put the two campaigns in the same figures. So we've got events with less than 20 people, between 20 and 50 people, 50 and 100, 100 and 200, and more than 200. And we've got a good balance between the number of events, between these types of events. We've got more events with low people, which is for us a good thing, because we know that when there is less than 50 people, it's a good thing to increase the peer-to-peer learning between farmers, increase the innovation discussion and so on. That is the main goal of Nefertiti project. So it's quite good, and in 2020 we've got more little events. I think that it's because of the COVID constraints, but big events were delayed. We've got some qualitative characteristics about the events. So the goals, the methodology used, the main event promotion tools, and the main speakers. So we show that the main goals of the Nefertiti events is to uptake innovation and try to work on competitiveness, productivity, but also increase the farmer and rural networking and the environmental conditions. About the methodology, the main one is oral presentation and interactive discussion. So this is the good one, if I can say, to again to increase the peer-to-peer learning. About promotion, we collectively use mail, social media, leaflet, poster, and newspaper. So we show that it's most numeric than papers. And the speakers on the events is the two main speakers are advisors and farmers. About the participants, so the first campaign, we've got almost 50 or between 50 and 60% of the participants were farmers. And when we put the two campaigns together, we've got 18,000 participants on 25,000 participants in Nefertiti events. And 72% of the total of participants were farmer, advisors, and students, which were our first target on Nefertiti project. We also have suppliers, company, researchers, employees, farms employees, or innovation organization employees, consumers, and also policymakers. So farmers are our first target. The biggest number of participants are farmers. Even in 2020, with online events, we keep farmers, and we managed to attract farmers to participate to online demo events. So it's quite a good things for us to keep the link with farmers at the hub and network scale. So main conclusion for this demo event support is that we managed to organize a high number of demo events, and in 2020 we switch, if I can say, to virtual demo events in order to, as I said, keep in touch with farmers, advisor, and all the organization, farming and innovation organization in the hub and the countries for Nefertiti. We still have a great diversity of events, size, participants, objective, organization process, and that's a main goals for the project. So it's quite good. And we've got a balance between different balance between the types of participants. but we have our first participants still be farmers. So it's also a good thing, and we reach our target on this plan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mathieu, for this clear and concise presentation that highlights the 3 years of work already. So it was not an easy task, and I directly give the floor to Marko Prokin from BIOSENSE, who will introduce us to NEFERTITI platform and functionalities, and so on and so on, the way to find demo farms, the way to find our calendar of demo event, and so on. Marko, the floor is yours.
Thank you, and hello to everybody from my side as well. As Adrien mentioned, my name is Marko Prokin. I work in BIOSENSE Institute, and I'm part of the work package 4, which is focused on the platform and the website of the project. So firstly, I would like to introduce you to the website where, as in a lot of H2020 projects, you can find the most relevant information regarding the project. So first of all, as I mentioned, like what the project is about, its objectives. You can find out about the work packages, the consortia, the already mentioned 4 networks, the results and resources, so some things like guidelines, related projects, webinar materials, where we will also find materials from this webinar, fact sheets and reports, events, which I will come to in a minute, then the latest news, videos and newsletters, the platform, and of course, policymakers and new hubs can join us, but I will also come to that a bit later. So regarding the platform, the first screen, as you see, you can choose the language that you want to see the platform in. So everything that's on the platform is translated to the languages you can see on the screen. Once you're in the platform, you can see all of the demonstration farms on the European map. And here you have the 10 networks of NEFERTITI. When you go into, for example, the first one, grassland and carbon sequestration, you can see all of the hubs that are within this network. And then once you go on a hub level, so for example, in France, you can see more about the hub itself. You can see the contact people. And of course, you can see the farms that are within this hub. And you can also filter them based on multiple criteria. And of course, you can go into each and every one of them to see where the location of the farm is, who is the contact person, and also what are the demonstrations activities that this farm can offer. So you can see here, for example, it's plant production and animal husbandry. Then we also encourage new farms to join the already established hubs, the 45 hubs of the project. So there is, for demo farmers, there is an easy questionnaire that they fill out. We receive it, review it, and if we have all the needed information, the farmers are welcome to hubs. In that same way, innovation actors can join the project. And during the course of the project, we have had, for example, 221 innovation actors joining the project. And of course, they can also be found if we go back, for example, to the French hub in Network 1. Besides the farms, we can also see the innovation actors that are related to this specific hub. Also, a major part of the platform, as I mentioned already, are events. Here you have the event calendar, which you can go through and see all of the events which have been organized during the course of the project. You have a color map to see which of the events belong to which of the networks. And of course, you can also filter these events by looking at from which country you want the event to be and also which network you want it to be. As Matthew mentioned, our hubs are encouraged to have at least 5 demo events per year. This is an example of one of the demo events. So you have the name of the event, when it begins and ends. As you can see from the picture, it was an online event. You can see which language it will be in, some main information about the event itself, and a very important characteristic, there is an after-event questionnaire that the hubs fill out after the event has been successfully completed, where you can see, for example, how many people have participated, and of course, which and are they farmers, are they policymakers, researchers, etc. And of course, a little bit about the event implementation, both in the native language and in the English language. And of course, all of this can be exported in a PDF file, so you can save it for later use. This is another example of a successfully implemented event. This one was held live. As you can see, they're wearing masks. They have the NEFERTITI flag behind them. This one was in Croatia just a week ago, actually. And again, as you can see, you can get a lot of the detail from this event questionnaire. And as you can see, again, we have policymakers appearing on these events. And I think this is a very good showcasing of how policymakers can contribute and are contributing and are being involved within the project. So as I mentioned in the beginning, also what I would like to say is that we are also building up upon the demonstration farms that were collected or that have subscribed in the PLAID and Agri Demo project, so the Farmdemo, let's say, consortia. And here you will have over 1,000 farms on the platform of NEFERTITI, spread between the networks and the hubs. And the network project itself has contributed with over 300 new farms joining. And this number grows larger every day. And as I mentioned at the beginning, also, if you're a policymaker, you can join us through the NEFERTITI website. So it's nefertiti/h2020.eu. And then once you're on the website, you can easily go to the Join Us section, choose the submenu Policymakers. And there you have all the information you need if you want to join NEFERTITI project as a policymaker or a regional authority, etc. So this was in short the presentation of the platform and the website, which I think are the backbone of the project and which are showcasing all of the great results we have achieved within the project. Thank you.
Many thanks, Marko. As there is one person calling, I will cut all mic in a row. So Fabio and Jose, you can prepare your presentation while I cut all mics and turn your mics again. So Jose, the floor is yours. You can turn your mic on and now introduce the participant to the specificity of our policy dialogue activities. The floor is yours, Jose.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is José Vogelezand. I'm from the Netherlands. I was one of the initiators of this project, NEFERTITI, and I'm now involved in work package 6, working on the sustainability of the network after the ending of the project. Is the presentation modes?
Yeah, put it in full screen, please.
This is better. As already told, NEFERTITI is creating a broad European network to facilitate knowledge exchange with its hearts on demo farms. But this is, of course, of interest for farmers and also for researchers, but it's also of interest for public organizations responsible for peer-to-peer learning and innovation uptake as part of the whole agricultural knowledge and innovation system. Work package 6, our people working on work package 6 are all present in this meeting. We are working on the sustainability of the network after funding of the project has ended. That's quite special for a European project, but since it wasn't the first one, we decided that we should work on to keep all the toolbox, the methods, the methodologies after the end of the project, so that the work could go on without the money from Europe. So since the start of the project, we have put effort on involvement of national and regional authorities that we have done via a free Nefertiti membership, and already we got 53 subscriptions from 14 countries and 36 regions. We also invest in involvement of policymakers in demonstration events, and you just saw some of the Polish one. And we already have made a list of European projects from the ACIF, which provided on-farm demonstration as a relevant value. Fabio.
Maybe, yeah, I'm taking over from here. Thank you, José, and I will introduce a little bit the view on main findings that, at least to us, from the work package 6 are relevant for the discussion and relevant for continuing our activities. So, first of all, we all agree, of course, that the peer-to-peer learning combined with this on-farm demonstration is the most effective tool to boost innovation in the farming sector. I think we can testify that, and in all the meetings we had in the project, but also outside, we can see that this is a dynamic which is in place. What we see also is that, of course, on-farm demonstrations are organized everywhere, so in European territories, but we have different methodologies. And also the connection with the regional, in the brackets, innovation ecosystem, and the support through a specific policy may differ quite a lot from one territory to another one. And we had some discussion internal to the project, which put a light on that. In fact, and you could see also that from the presentation before, from the actual demo farms, actual demo event, in some regions, this demonstration event and the demo farms concept are both perfectly integrated with local ACIs, and even the role of policymakers is really perceived as a positive element when you organize a demonstration or you present a new innovation tool. Next slide, please. But what we saw also is that in some other cases, policymakers are not considered important, and this for many reasons, but in general, it seems that those organizing in a demo event are not considering the participation of policymakers. In that sense, in that respect, we see that we need to have some standardization in the role of these demo farms as part of the ACIs, because this can help improving this perception of the role of demo farms and the role of the policies for supporting it. And so we need a better targeted policies and support, specific support that could be even financial. Better, could be better if it's also financial. Then we saw also as a finding that we have the new European Union program in, which could be very relevant for this dynamic. Of course, CAP can shape new approaches to the strategic role of these demonstration activities and farms, but we have national and regional governments that are playing major role in adopting this favorable policy framework, and this is what we would like to develop with you. In the end, what we think it's important is to ensure that we have a long-term demonstration networks, which is Nefertiti is supporting, to create more opportunities for cross-fertilization. And we need, of course, a role for governmental bodies at territorial level to improve this perception, and also to give demonstration activities the right tools to develop and to connect. I think that's it from my side and from our side.
Okay, many thanks, José and Fabio, for again this clear presentation, and that really introduce make the interface with Inge presentation. So now we are perfectly on time. So thank you very much for that. So I now pass the floor to Inge van Hoos. Inge is a policy officer in the DG Agri in the unit B2 that work on research activity Horizon 2020, Horizon Europe, and the EIP Agri. Most of you know Inge perfectly, as she have a really important role in structuring the EIP Agri and moving innovation in agriculture ahead in the European Union. So Inge will introduce us to the opportunity in the new programming period with regard to demonstration and policy support of demonstration, and notably through the new CAP. Inge, the floor is yours. You've got 15 minutes, if I'm not wrong. Thank you, Inge.
Thank you, Adrien. You see the screen with the dogs?
Perfectly.
Okay, good. Then we can start. Thanks for inviting me. As you know, I'm a policy officer for this project, and this project is absolutely not standing alone because it fits in a whole series of ACES-related projects. They were under Horizon 2020 the runner-up to what we have now under the CAP as ACES policy. Think about it, all the thematic networks, the innovation support services projects, the advisory networks, the ACES work, etc. Now, for Farmdemo, it's clear that demonstration is absolutely a lead to innovation. Farmers who see things that they think can be useful on their farm, they will pick it up and they will learn from it. So it's absolutely important to work peer-to-peer. And there I have quite a little disappointment that a number of the events you do could be like a conference in a research institute or a usual farm machinery demo from a firm or experimental farms. We would really like you, if there's still room now, and if we ever get out with this crisis, to do as much peer-to-peer, really commercial farms. That was in the topic also, and I told it in the kickoff meeting, to go really to effective farms that work on a daily business, have all economic constraints, etc., and work with that type of peer-to-peer events, because that's the type that works best. There's enough literature and work being done for that. We know what kind of knowledge the farmers need and who provides it. It's mostly, they are most interested in technical knowledge. The field days are on top of the list, and also, of course, individual advice. That's why I really appreciate that you also have a lot of advisors in these events. So that I learned, and that I think is very important also. And as you see, here's then the proof that you really need to have other farmers who provide them to the knowledge is real pure peer-to-peer and not whatever other type of event. So demonstration on farm can support all this. Important factors in demonstration are, of course, this real independent advice or information in this case, let's say, and also the quality of the knowledge that is available, because that keeps farmers coming to those events. So this is absolutely essential. And also that you can make it a bit more tailor-made and tuned to the specific needs. So I'm thinking about a farm demo where you have maybe some breakout events combined, where farmers can go more into their own situation and ask questions about whatever is demonstrated, how it would work on their farm. So that kind of combinations might also be useful to test out. And you still have some time to do that. So maybe that's an idea. Now, you asked about analysis and suggestions for the future post-2020. You know that we have like 3 economic CAP objectives, 3 more environment climate objectives, and then also the rural, the generation renewal, and the citizen concerns objectives. And there's one cross-cutting objective under which then the whole ACES policy falls, the cross-cutting objective on knowledge and innovation, and this one supports all the rest. So this is the picture how in the future, how important in fact ACIS and knowledge and innovation will become for all these things to support them. And where in the past we funded operational groups, which often have a demonstration part in it already. I was a bit surprised not to hear that. Those innovative projects now will be continued, that's for sure. We'll have more operational groups, but we will build a whole innovation ecosystem around it. And there I mean an EU innovation ecosystem, which is interlinked with the national and the regional ecosystems. So we would think it is a pity to have a standalone demonstration platform that would not fit into this ACIS ecosystem that we are building, because we are interconnecting everything. And our articles, 71 for operational groups and 72 for everything on knowledge exchange, are the key articles that can help to have this integrated approach. So under Article 72, you have your funding for demonstration projects. Any region or country can use that, but it must fit in the ACIS strategy. And the ACIS strategy overall, there the guidance is to interconnect. And this includes, for instance, a number of standards that will be presented in short time, coming from 2 projects that have been preparing that. And through those standards, we will make the different ACISs in the countries interoperable. So what is ACIS? You know what it is. It's everybody who uses or produces knowledge and innovation. So it's researchers, advisors, businesses, organization, media, education, and I probably forgot even a few people or a few type of organizations there. We continue this funding for projects, just for the record that you know that this is not finishing. So we will still have an EIP network at EU level. We will have innovation strands in the CAP network. We will fund the preparation of operational groups. We will fund the projects themselves. We will fund innovation support services. They will become obligatory. We will keep this unique repository, but gradually replace it with a more comprehensive repository. And then, of course, on the Horizon side, we will keep having our multi-actor projects and the involvement of operational groups, which will be strengthened even with one new format that we will test out in our call 2021. But that's a bit too early to talk about it because we don't have the official publication yet. So, but as you know, we look for all synergies possible between those 2 projects, those 2 funding sources, and Nefertiti is a typical example of that. Now, what do we already have? We have all member states along, except in fact Luxembourg, but they do the same with national money. I mean the operational group. And I just got for our next ACIS workshop a message that also in Switzerland they have operational groups and they want to present them. In total, there are 3,200 operational groups planned, of which already 2,000 are running or finished. We have a lot of calls ongoing now, and the administrations can do 2 years of calls until end of 2022, and then pay for the projects that come from those calls until end of 2025. So in total, we will definitely have at least those 3,200 operational groups. That's clear because we already see extra operational groups more than planned initially. We also have these under the 90 multi-actor projects, of which 34 are thematic networks. So you growing, it's thriving, it will continue in the next period, and we have this increasing volume that we have to manage. And this will be managed at an EU level. And we are very keen to have Farmdemo as a part of it, to share all this knowledge, to demonstrate it, to maybe look for some cross-border operational groups based on some demonstration where other people visit. I just followed a RIS, so the Scottish Innovation Support Service, made a small webinar just over lunch. And there you can see how they went to Sweden to look how there they produce pulses. And they learn from this, and they have an operational group to test that out, and they will do farm demos all along their project. So that's of course a bit an example of what we also do, that I was happy to see that also Scotland is continuing to do now after the Brexit. Public funding for demos and for operational groups and multi-actor projects will be still available after 2020, no problem with that. But the question is, how will we use it and how to incentivize policymakers? That's also your question, because we will start from this ACE strategy, and only through Article 72, which pays for demonstration farms, this will only be allowed in case that it fits into the ACE strategy. And as I said, the EU ACE strategy is all about open source interoperability so that we can connect member states and help them learn from each other. So this is our main article, and you see here just flagged up, it's all about working together and not working alone. So my last slide is in fact a little bit of guidance about how you can help this going on. I think you showcased that not only in this project, but also with the two projects before, the Plaid and the Agri demo. You all did very good guidance on how to do it, what methods are well. So I would say well done, very good. This is really something everybody will be able to use. And now is, of course, the time to integrate the EU inventory of demo farms that was started up under the two first projects that you would, and that we said in the kickoff meeting, you would broaden to help this EU innovation ecosystem to grow. And there I'm a bit puzzled, because I was looking on the map that was just presented on beforehand, and at the end of the two first projects, they had 1,500 farms. And now on the map, I only counted 971 farms. So is it because farms have been dropped? My expectation was that we would go to 10,000 farms, because 1,500 farms at EU level is almost nothing. And I also saw that many of them, or some of them, let's say, were experimental farms. And this was clearly in the topic, look for economically working farms where people can work peer-to-peer. So this is clear guidance for you that I would like, if possible, in your last year to have a bit more focus on that. Now, our EIP operational groups and also multi-actor projects, they will be having a need to find those demonstration farms so that they can use them for whatever they are testing or trying. So my question is, how will Nefertiti make this possible? If it's a separate platform, we do need synergies, and Nefertiti is no other projects than all the other. We need this farm inventory to expand and share within the EIP Agri, and this needs to be done before Nefertiti ends, because otherwise you will end up with the classical end of the project without future. And you definitely, and I'm happy with that, have the objective to go for sustainability. Well, the sustainability is in the sharing. So this is very clear. And I think there's really high potential for this. All member states' ACEs will need demonstration farms. It's essential for their ACEs because it's also a place where people can meet each other. From the graphs I saw, it's not always done. There were not so many researchers there, but this is something that we would like that member states enhance, that farmers come outside their offices and really go to farms, speak to farmers. You already have a number of advisors there on those demonstrations, so that's nice. And I think there's plenty of things we can do with that. So this is to end also with a positive note. I think your work will be appreciated, but the two points for improvement is, first of all, the sharing, and second, to work very, very hard on this inventory. So that's it. We hope to speed up creativity this application and have better connectivity and quicker circulation of information, so that we can build and connect all these member states' ACISs into one big EU ACIS system. Thanks a lot for the attention, and open for questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Inge, for this clear presentation and for pointing out some pathway for improvement. Of course, we are open to everything, and also some pathway for future demo farm and future sustainability through the CAP. Just to answer a few questions quickly, but we will have time to discuss it in the next few weeks together. We are quite well connecting to OGs. In the Work Package 6, they made an inventory of ESIF project. By ESIF, we mean regional funds, but also the second pillar of the CAP. So we made a huge inventory of existing projects that could be thematically or geographically connected to our hubs, and all operational groups or any other related project in agriculture in the different regional area are in the mailing list and are connected to the activity of the hub. And as for the inventory, we integrated the inventory of PLED and Agri demo in the NEFERTITI platform. So with almost 1,500 farms from this inventory, plus more than 100 farms registered through NEFERTITI. So in total, it's 2,500 farms, including more than 1,000 that have been added through NEFERTITI. Indeed, there is some research farm in the inventory, and not only commercial farm, but I believe on the 1,000 farm registered through NEFERTITI, only 1/4 are maximum are research farm. And for the sustainability, of course, we have different track for sustainability. Actually, three ways to sustain it. So the self-sustainability, we are working on that, the value of networking, the value of working together and to integrate the hubs in the local ACIS, and to network the hubs together on the long term, so people can exchange cross-border on the long term. So based also on individual relationships, this is one way. The second way, of course, is the policy support. So we hope that our network of demo farm can be integrated in the national ACIS plan at regional level, and could be useful in the next programming period, and fully integrated and embedded in the local ACIS, regional ACIS, and national ACIS, depending on the country size. And the third way, it's already ongoing. So, like, for example, IPM Works, the NEFERTITI platform will be taken over and used by IPM Works for demonstration on IPM. And the aim is to open the platform. We should discuss you and me on the integration with the IP Agri, but the way is to put the platform at the center and to give everything available to sustain the platform in the time, the inventory, the way to register the event, and so on through IPM Works or any other demonstration project that will be funded under Horizon Europe. So that's in a nutshell the answer I can give back to you following your remark. Any question? There is some question in the chat, unless you want to answer, Inge.
Yeah, I think maybe I have to make more clear that within the ACIS, experimental farms, of course, have a very important role. It's just that Here we are focusing on pure demonstration farms and peer-to-peer, but experimental farms are, I mean, one of the main other actors with which we will work. They even have, in some cases, advisors there, and there's another link that is very interesting. So we're definitely not underestimating that experimental farms are important, quite on the contrary. But the thing is just that we want to have in this project a real focus, because we had to start from almost scratch before the two first projects, of course. And we know that there's an effort to be done if you want 10,000 demonstration farms, and we counted this with the ACES group members. That would not be difficult. If you ask how many demonstration farms you already have in your country, they say we have so much, and I made it the count, and I came to around 10,000. And then let's say after 3 full projects and more than 10 million given, I hope you allow me to be disappointed that we only have, even if it's 2,500, it's relatively little. And the thing is also that the connections need to be made through the CAP networks, well, the old EIP, Agri, but now it's called the CAP Networks Innovation Strand website. And this is the way how national ACES will connect. So making direct connections is in fact a bit ineffective.
Yeah. But we also each Nefertiti national groups are in line, are connected to the national rural networks in the past period, and planned and will be connected also with the CAP networks in any country. So it's not it's already the case, and it's also up to us to see in which way this connection can be made more effective, and how also the CAP network want to embed our activity also in their program. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to keep you here because you have other people in line waiting to present.
Thank you, Inge. So now we go to the next session, ideas and example from territories. And I will first introduce our colleague from Poland, namely Eva Grodzka from the Ministry of Agriculture, and Katarzyna Boczek from AAC, so the advisory services in Poland, and more especially in Brunov. Eva, you can share your screen, and the floor is yours. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you, Adrien. Listening to the previous presentation, as I must admit that I should broaden my presentation, because on-farm demonstration is a usual method of work for public advisory services, and I think I should add that to enhance demonstrations. I think it is crucial to enhance cooperation between advisory services and researchers, and a lot has been done in that field in Poland along last few years. I should say that in 2019, more than 2,000 demonstration activities were carried out in Poland. So we have quite a lot of experience. I mean, advisory services, public advisory services, has a lot of experiences in carrying out demonstration, and it lets us to create the demonstration farm network, and it lets us also to develop in the field of also field demonstration. Last year, we started the cycle of organization of the national field days. And this year, this initiative is to be developed, and the Minister of Agriculture is took care on that event. The main national event will be carried out in one of the voivodeship in Kujawsko-Pomorskie, in Minikowo. And also in every other voivodeship, we will have a regional field activity carried out in the framework of the national field days. Just to add that, because this is the work we are carried out outside the rural development program. Although we also use the technical assistance money to support national field days within the framework of the Rural Innovation Network. I can't change slides. Oh, that's okay. Under the RDP, we are supporting demonstrations under the measure MO1, knowledge transfer and information activities. We have public procurement procedures under that measure. I hope that this month we will publish the paying agency will publish the first call for organic farming demonstrations, and there is still the preparation of public tender for beef cattle demonstrations. Before preparation of the tender description, I wanted to point out that we started the working group, informal working group in which we involved experts from different representing different stakeholders, I mean research institutes, advisory services, and professional associations. It led us to develop tender description. I hope that's in a good way. Within those tenders, we will support setting up demonstration and conducting activities in the field. And the demonstration will be carried out according to the instructions prepared by researchers. So our demonstrations will be carried out in cooperation between farmer, advisor, and researcher. Also within the project, we will support visits in demo farm. Every group visiting the farm will be accompanied by an advisor, and at the end there will be voivodeship seminars and a national conference disseminating results of the whole project. As for the CAP, we plan. I must underline that this is the plan. So we propose to support comprehensive agricultural advisory services, under which we would like to support the realization of comprehensive advisory programs. Within that programs, there should be a few forms of support, and one of them may be on-farm visits. Of course, those visits must be in the topics covered by the advisory program. Costs of on-farm visits should be covered as the qualified costs under this intervention. The assumption for advisory programs will be prepared by the Minister of Agriculture before the call is announced. As the second part of this intervention, we would like to prepare the basis for carrying out comprehensive advisory programs by establishing and maintaining demonstration in subjects in which we will not find demonstration farms, and if we don't have such farms existing which relate to the subject of the advisory programs, we plan to announce public procurement procedures under which we will choose the organizers of demo farms, and in such a way we will prepare the basis for carrying out advisory programs. Up to that, taking advantage of having some demonstration farms, we plan to support adaptation of those farms for demonstration activities, but we address that only to farms which belong to the National Demonstration Farms Network. About the network, my colleague will tell you more. I must admit that, unfortunately, support for demonstration farms is a little bit difficult, taking into account the indicators which are for that foreseen in next programming period. So it may be the program in the final form may look differently because we have to take into account the indicators which are planned, which are right now discussed in the negotiations, and the new delivery model. Unfortunately, it is not the new delivery model. It is not in favor in supporting in taking different initiatives in the framework of the new CAP strategic plan, because we are to get a refund from the Commission basing on the products standard unit amount, let's say, and if we take into account the new delivery model, and it may occur that the proposal may change. Thank you very much, Kasia. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Katarzyna Boczek. I'm Deputy Director in National Agriculture Advisory Center in Brwinów. I would like to tell you what we are doing in our center with the cooperation with 16 regional agriculture advisory center. You see the map of Poland in the corner. We have 16 regions. In each we have one regional agriculture advisory center. So we create a group, a working group with advisors from the regions, and we work together to create a national demonstration farms network. So we decide that in a network will be not only farms belongs to farmers, but also the farms belongs to agriculture schools, research institutes, universities, and also in some of our regional centers we also have fields. We organize open days there, so we would like to involve them also to our network. And we think that it will be a very big, very good place to exchange the information. So this network, I think, that could create better relationships between farmers, give them the chance to exchange the information. And now when we have a problem to communicate directly, and we think that this platform will be a good place to exchange movies also, that the people who have no opportunity to see something at place, they can see by the channel YouTube, for example, what we are doing in different regions. So the website, it's now the main source of information, but also we would like to support the farmers who involved to this network, and we plan to organize training for them, conferences, study trips, that they could see what's happening in different regions on different farms, and she would like to spread the training materials, different instructions, especially prepared for the people who prepare the demonstration, or the people who would like to open the farms for other farmers. And also with the cooperation with Minister of Agriculture and Eva Grodzka, of course, who is with us today, we discuss how to support using European money, not only the demonstration, but also demonstration farms. And I think that this source of money is very important to help our idea and to develop the demonstration. Could you see the next slide? We have no so much time like Marko to present our our website, but this is a main place when you see how we try to spread the information. So in each region we have a coordinator, and this person will put the information about all farms, so we can select the information on a base on different subject, on a base on different regions, places. So it would be easier to find the information on this website. So we just work on it, and we discuss also about standardization. So it's a few words what we are doing in Poland.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eva and Katarzyna. I straight invite our colleague Francesco Piras from the National Rural Network in Italy and ISMEA Institute for Services in the Agri-Food Market. Okay, very fast. Thank you, Francesco. A few words, and we will come back on discussion later on. But I like this this Polish case because it also shows the embedment of national policies with EU policies, national funds and EU funds, and also the embedment of the policy and advisory services in strengthening the advisory services of the national ACIS together with the demo farm network in Poland, and I believe it's a quite inspirational case for whoever that would like to support and to create a demo farm network through the CAP in the next programming period. Francesco, the floor is yours. Francesco, we can't hear you. You have to turn it.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see the screen. Everything is okay. Perfect. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Francesco Piras, and I'm an agricultural economist, and I work as a project manager by ISMEA. It's an institute involved in agribusiness within the framework of the Italian Rural Network. So for me, it's a pleasure to be here to present our two projects, FarmLab and Innova in Azione, concerning peer-to-peer learning approach and exchange farming experiences. So I have to be honest, before to this event, I didn't know well NEFERTITI project, but I'm very impressed about your job and the project. So I'm sure that we can collaborate in the future, and we can work together to start a strong and useful collaboration in order to get both of us better results for our projects. Unfortunately, I have only 10 minutes, as you say me, and so I go straight to the point. I can change. Now it works. I go straight to the point, I say, and yeah, first of all, why we create FarmLab, what was the need that we tried to answer for, what was our challenge in essence, the main literature about new learning approach for farmers, and also the main results of a survey that we had by ourselves, we had in 2013, show us that in a clear way that all the farmers, but most of all, in particular young farmers, are looking for new learning approach based on exchange experience, peer-to-peer learning. So traditional classes, according to the survey results, and traditional courses are not enough anymore. They want and they are looking for something new. Moreover, there are already European programs that are quite successful. They work pretty well. They are based on exchange experience. For instance, Erasmus for Young Entrepreneur within the other. Keeping in mind these results, these challenges, we decided to create FarmLab projects. We had and still we have two main goals. The first one is to establish an effective network of farms and farmers. What kind of farms? So we are looking for farms that represent best practice, that farmers that work well. In essence, we look for farmers that believe in peer-to-peer learning, that are able and that are willing to share their best practice, their knowledge with other farmers. So the second goal that is pretty important for us is to support public administration and regional authorities involved in rural development program. These authorities already have a tool for the exchange experience with the rural development program. The tool is the measure 1, in particular 1.3 for the exchange experience. This is not an easy tool to be implemented for several reasons: fiscal aspect, labor legal framework in Italy, and so on. By the way, for the reason with FarmLab, we want to create a tool just trying to make the implementation of this measure more effective. I would like to highlight that we create these projects in a close collaboration with some regional authorities, such as Emilia-Romagna and Toscana as well. And our aim is still to keep going with this collaboration, providing also technical assistance. Okay, just to be more concrete, let's see closely the project now. In essence, FarmLab is a web-based platform with a catalog of farms. The platform is open, absolutely, and is also free for sure. No fee are paid. If a farmer want to be part of this project, of course, the farmer can apply it and can be included in the platform, in the catalog. However, we include farmers that were suggested by opinion leader or public administration, or that we look for. Farmers, in essence, that are already in line with the project. All the farmers that are in the catalog, for the reason, are ready to share their knowledge. They believe in exchange experience. They are willing to share their experience and even to guest the other farmers. So far we have collected almost 40 farms, 36 from the north to the south of Italy, as you can see from the map on the left side. Only few regions are not still covered yet. We have farm included involved in horticulture, organic farming, wine production, livestock, and more or less all the sector, the most important sector. Each farm has a best practice to show and to present. You can select the farm that you are looking for, because we have a multiple criteria. Yes, so you can select the farms in function of the regions, or on the other hand, in function of the production sector, or in function of the best practice that they have. Unfortunately, I have not so much time to to present the website, but I would like to show you the most important information that we have collected for each farm. So as you can see, that are the information that a farmer has to provide in order to be part of the project. Sorry, it's not translated in English, it's still in Italian, but I'll try to describe you. On the left side, you can see the name of the farmer, the address, contact info. You can also directly contact the farm. On the left side, below, there is a brief description of the farm under a technical point of view, and a brief description of the best practice that the farm is able to explain, to present to other farmers. Finally, on the right side, you can find information on the farmers himself, such as instruction, for instance, the different language or the language that the farmer is able to speak, the preferred learning approach that the farmer is able to provide, for instance, workshop, exchange experience, training, and so on. Finally, GPS information and some pictures in order to better present the farm. A maximum of 10 pictures are allowed. What about the next step for the Farm Lab project? In really few words, so we would like to improve our collaboration with regional managing authorities. We for sure would like to increase the number of farms involved in order to cover all the regions. And we are getting ready for the next CAP, for sure. I have not so much time, but I would like also to present in a short way the second project that is called Innova in Azione. This project is closely related to the previous one. They are for sure very close to each other. Also, this project is a website platform as well, but compared to Farm Lab, Innova in Azione is focused on innovation. It's focused only on innovation, innovative farming technique. The aim of this second project is to provide a tool in order to better spread information about innovation in farming. In essence, also here, I have not time enough to present the website, but some very few important info. This website has a catalog as well, as you can see. So far, we have collected almost 80 farms that have already introduced successful innovation. Also in this project, you can select a farm in function of the region, the production sector, or the specific innovation you are looking for. Each month, we select one farm included in the catalog, and we present it in a better form with an insight or even an interview. This is another slide about the website. Also, this platform is free. If a farmer that is already using an innovation approach or an innovative farming approach, I mean, if this farmer want to be part of the project, for sure can apply for free. But this is a main difference compared to the previous projects. In this case, the application will be evaluated by an expert group made by full professor, opinion leader, or people that is specialized in innovation in farming. So only this group of people can decide to include or not the farm in the catalog. Finally, there is a space for news and events in the website that is already updated. Here you can find the two websites of the two projects, so please visit it. Yeah, I think I have not time enough. my time is over. So I thank you all for the attention, and please feel free to contact me for any further information.
Thank you very much, Francesco, for this presentation. And indeed, different models than the one we have seen in the Polish case, but also interesting model similar to Nefertiti, with an inventory and the description of the farm, the way to connect it. And indeed, it's the second part, the innovation in Regione, of your presentation. It's also quite complementary to what can be done in the demo farm, with more focus on innovation. But both initiatives could be linked, and we wish you to properly also link it with your national ACTA strategy and with the activity of the national rural network to really boost this activity in the near future. And we will have time to discuss it forward in the following session. I will invite now Fabio and José to share information, because we are working in Nefertiti on a specific deliverable with the aim to better connect demo farms with policymakers. And Fabio and José will introduce to this dynamic. Meanwhile, you can also prepare yourself. You can go back to the Mentimeter. Thank you, Soila, for putting again the Mentimeter code. Okay, it's straight in the chat. And you can also start answering the question, and we will show it just before the debate after Fabio and José's presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Adrien, once again. Thank you for all the presenters, all the presentation. I think we have some relevant information to share, and I hope we can have, so we will try to make it brief with this presentation, because it's just a presentation to give a little bit the flavor of what we are going to do with Nefertiti. I hope José is with me. José, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, good.
Do you see the presentation?
Yeah, that's fine. So yes, our idea is to share a little bit with you the methodology, at least the idea we have for giving some specific results from the Nefertiti project, and hopefully maybe engage with some of you, or those of you who want to collaborate to implement these deliverables that we still have to produce. So maybe José, the next slide, which is just an overview of the deliverables we still have to produce. So we have three upcoming deliverables in work package number 6, and they are all, I would say, relevant for this seminar. But the most urgent, and probably the one that will allow us to elaborate more on what we are discussing today. So how to connect, how to make synergies, and how to support this also cross visit and international collaboration, cross borders, better to use as a term, is the deliverable 6.2, analysis of EU regions, S3, and rural development programs funding capacities. This, as mentioned at the beginning by Adrien, our coordinator, we had some of course delay due to the COVID, and we are due to deliver this deliverable during this year. We think September could be the case. Then the other two are more, one is about having some additional meetings, and we are working on that, and you will be noticed about that. And then at the end of the project, we will also issue some recommendations targeted to, of course, to regions and to national institutions and European Commission. So going straight to the point of our analysis, the idea today is also to share with you some elements that we think are relevant to put a focus on our analysis. But we would like to see, to get back from you maybe your advice, opinion, and maybe suggestions. Some suggestions were already shared in the chat. I'm also using the chat log for grabbing some of your inputs. But the first point we would like to share with you is that, of course, we will produce a survey in the coming weeks. We would like to circulate this survey. Of course, hopefully you can answer this survey. You will be, of course, in the list of those receiving the survey. But also, we would like to publish this survey in a broader way. And now, the first point we were discussing about is the focus of this survey. We think for us, the main focus should be, of course, national, regional, and local authorities at district level, or anyway, or those who are directly involved in policy making and support to demo farms. So this is the first point. If you think that this is relevant, that there are other layers that could be relevant to this survey and to this focus. Concerning the elements that we would like to focus on, of course, the first one is about the familiarity with the demo farm concept, because of course here we are all, let's say, aware of what demo farm concept is, how to make use of the demo farms and demo activities, but this is not always the case. So how to improve this and which elements we need to understand to improve this concept. Of course, the other point is about the funding tools and how to connect with rural innovation. We have already heard about tools we have in the CAP. Some articles will allow us to directly fund, of course, demo farms and demonstration activities and training. But we know that there are other policies that can create synergies. So how to make connection with this. And this will be another probably area where we will put the focus on the survey. Then another point we think relevant, and we have heard about this even now, which are the main problems and drawbacks that we see we tested in our territories. We understood, for example, I saw from the chat that there was a sort of discussion on, okay, why farmer or demo farm should be in a repository at the European level if they are already successful at local level. So, of course, this could be seen as a problem, and we need to see how this can be solved and what could be the added value of being in a broader dimension. We know there are other problems like more policy or legislative problems when it comes to organizing the demo farm. Also, the time that farmers devote to these activities and to host their peer in the farms, how to recognize that, how to help them, and how to incentivize these kind of activities. And then the last point that you see here, it's others. So any other ideas that maybe can come from this for this meeting. Of course, this is a first meeting we organize, and we hope that we can create a small community around this, and maybe you can share then your ideas maybe with us as far as it's possible for you, of course. I don't know if José want to comment on that.
No, maybe I can go through the next slides just briefly, because it's more clarification of the points Fabio already mentioned with some questions. You will get these presentations afterwards to get an impression what kind of questions we have for you. I'm just showing you shortly. I'm also looking at the time. We would like to have some room left for discussion. So those are the four main topics we think we have to address. Yeah,
Jose, maybe a flavor on that. I think that we have still this Mentimeter question, and I think some of the questions are a little bit a flavor of this kind of exercise that we want to share with you, and we have to run in the next week.
So I'm going to unshare. That's what you say, and we start with the Mentimeter.
Yeah, maybe I don't know if it's already there, if it's already running, because I didn't check, but I think yes, I didn't answer actually. So yeah, it's running. I don't know if you have already some feedback there, and maybe Soila could tell us if there is some. Yeah, so there is already some positioning there. So maybe we can take a couple of minutes or 1 minute to answer the two questions, and then we start with the discussion. So hope you have all the possibility to go through Mentimeter. And for rural, I see that there is a question in the chat about the terms rural innovation, so something wider than farming. Yes, I think in the concept, at least the concept that we have been discussing, demo farm is, of course, there is a lot for innovation, but demo farm is not only about innovation. It could be about other activities, social dimension, and farms could be also a leverage for other dynamics at territorial level. So there is, I think, more than just farming in a demo farm. But this is my understanding of the demo farms and what I share with colleagues. I don't know if Jose want to comment on that.
No, thank you.
I think I could change the next question.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So you see, this question was a little bit to understand which tools are actually available and which kind of understanding of these tools exist. And we already see that, of course, rural development is top, but there is something else moving there. And this is the kind of synergies that probably we need to highlight and to see how we can support in the national and regional policies. And I don't know if I answered to Alexia.
Hi, Fabio. Yes, I heard your answer.
Yeah.
But no, it's because there's a lot of discussion on rural innovation ecosystems at the moment because of the long-term vision for rural areas. So the question is, what innovation ecosystems do we have beyond farming? So not minimizing the role that farmers and farming plays in the vitality of rural territories and all the connections they bring, but also discussion. So when I see rural innovation, I'm just asking if in the mind of the speakers, there's something more than what revolves around farming.
Yeah.
But it's not a topic for today. Today we're talking about demo farms. It's quite logical that we're talking about demo farms. So that's okay.
I think also we can close this second Mentimeter.
Yeah, maybe just to comment a bit the result, Fabio.
Please.
Yes, it's clear that in the previous slide, like 1/3 of the question was no and 2/3 was yes. So there is existing facilities in most of the country. And for the second question, which policy tool financing could support peer-to-peer farm demonstration? So first result are of course the second pillar of the CAP and the rural development. And then we've got potential other national fundings and other regional fundings, and then ERDF and agricultural chamber. And few answer I don't know. that's it. So it looks, yeah, obvious that on the one hand, European funding, and on the other hand, national funding could work. And I believe a combination of these funds and this initiative could fit depending on the Agri specificity and the national and even regional policy in the different geographical area or across Europe. I give you the floor back, Fabio.
Yeah, thank you, Adrien. So now what I would like to do, and I hope there is some energy there still in the participants, is someone want to share a view on what we have been telling you. If you have some recommendation, if you recognize some of the, I don't know, buzzwords or some of the problems that we are facing, and we are really open to listen. Maybe someone want to break the ice. You can write in the chat, or because I cannot see everything, or you can raise the hand, or you can simply take the floor and speak. Nobody want to break the ice.
There is a comment from a person from Ukraine who started on creating a network of demonstration farms. Is the person still present? Roman Korinets, if I'm pronouncing it right. Are there other countries who are working on a network of demo farms? Well, there aren't a set of criteria. It's just that's one of the things we are now trying to do is with Nefertiti to see if we can improve the quality of the networks by creating a toolbox, etc. We are now just interested in infrastructure and also support from national or regional authorities in setting up such a network, or hearing if there are already such networks.
But maybe the question was targeted also to Eva and Katarzyna in Poland. Yes, Eva, I understood, if I'm not wrong, I understood that if the demo farm want to be eligible for demonstrations, they have to be embedded in the national system or to answer certain characteristic. Am I wrong?
Yes, we have a few, as I said during my presentation, we have a few ways to support demonstrations. And as for the demonstration farms which are active already, and they would like to adapt their facilities to have more groups present, or to have more better conditions for visiting them, for farmers which visit them, they may apply for support. Also in animal production, there are additional requirements for farms if they want to have some visitors on farm. So if we will support only those farms which apply for money for adaptation, which are part of the network. So as for adaptation of the farm, so we need only farms which are active, which are already in the network, and we will let them help them to adjust their facilities for further demonstration activities. Okay,
it's a kind of capacity building of the farm to be okay.
Yep.
And if I understood well, also because this is also the interesting point with regard to ACIS and peer-to-peer learning, you must have in Poland some interaction or some support of advisory services in the network and a better embedment in the overall ACIS activity.
in general, our advantage is that we have public advisory services. So the minister is the one who partly financed the advisory services in Poland, and minister is subordinating all the advisory services. So this is our advantage, I think. Also, the minister is subordinating the some research institutes. So in such a way, we may we put a lot of stress on cooperation, and we are organized some events to strengthen cooperation between research and advisory services. In such a way, this cooperation has strengthened along the years. Also the activities under the National Innovation Network are also strengthening this cooperation, because we would like to have in every voivodeship advisors which are in working contact with researchers from national research institutes. They are in very familiar, they cooperate very closely, and they have such good relations that they can just call each other and ask for help or for information. And that's what we would like to have. And organizing different activities under the Rural Innovation Network, we are just strengthening cooperation between them, and I think it's a very important step to enhance on-farm demonstrations, because we need researcher and advisor to carry them.
And I will add it's fully in line with also the Commission vision and what Inge presented to really have an holistic view of all these tools, operational groups, network of demonstration, advisory services, and rural networks, so that also over the time everything together could end in a really effective cooperation and integration of all these tools for strengthening the ACAs and improving the knowledge flow across people. Maybe I've got a similar question to Francesco. Francesco, do you have what are the prospects and the plan for the cooperation with the rural network? How farmland could be or will be integrated in the next programming period together with the activity of the rural network?
We are working for it, so I hope so. And yes, one of the aim is to keep going, looking for a close collaboration with public authorities, and so for the next programming period within the rural development program, we are going to have only one national authorities. Instead of like in this period 21 regional authorities. So probably the cooperation form is going to be even easier. But yes, Farm Lab was born just thanks to the collaboration with regional authorities, as I told you, some of them in particular, and that is going to be still the main, or at least one of the main goal of our projects. Yes, we within the national rural network, one of our tasks is to provide tools and to implement in a better way all the rural national measures and programs. So we are going to be ready for the next programming period for sure. I don't know if I answered to your questions.
Yeah, good. As it's not easy, networking still takes times, and to integrate different tool and different initiative into regional initiative, national initiative, and public initiative always takes time. So it's also a long-term perspective. And
maybe Adrien, if I may interrupt you on this, because of what I think an element that is relevant, and then I would like to stress this, but I would like also to know the opinion of other participants, is that in some cases we are lucky enough to have demo farms which are public, because we discussed it in general now of demo farms, but we understood that there could be problems for private demo farms because, of course, they are entrepreneurs, they need to be paid by their activities, or anyway, they have to be really willing to share. But with the public demo farms, they have, in some cases, they have the mandate for acting as a hub for innovation and for knowledge transfer. So, in my opinion, there could be a sort of backbone of this demo farms network, which could rely on such public demo farms. And I don't know how much you know about public demo farms in other countries, in other regions. In Italy, we have in almost each region, if not each region, we have some public demo farms. In Tuscany, for example, we have at least 3 which can be used for this scope. And so this is my question: how do you integrate in this network demo public and private demo farms? I don't know if someone has some. Yeah, maybe Francesco.
This is. I think you got the point. One of the most important difficulty in implementing this kind of project. So for the reason I say that probably in the next programming period is going to be easier, because we are going to have just one regional national authorities, and so is going that's probably can help us to implement better this kind of project, to merge together a different kind of farm, commercial and public, as you said. So to decide at least guideline that are good for all. Yeah, so far that this aspect that you have just said is one of the most difficult that we had during the implementation of the project. The second one is if I can, so maybe I can contribute to the discussion, is just a really particular aspect related to fiscal framework and job legal framework. So because demonstration and activity in farming exchange experience sometimes must to be implemented in within a legal framework that still not exist completely.
Okay.
May I ask another problem? I like your question, Fabio, about the public and the commercial demo farms, although I think Inge stressed the need of real commercial farms that we need as a demo farm. I would like to add one other problem, which we see in the Netherlands, and that is that it's just because of hygienic, I don't know the word, reasons. So the fear of pests, it's not allowed in most of the farms to have more guests than only 2 or 3. So then it's quite difficult to be a demonstration farm, especially in the livestock farms, I think. And this is one of the problems we will have in future, more and more, with demonstration farms that are commercial and not public, or farms that are used for only for demonstration and research. So what's the problem in other countries in this aspect? That's what I would like to know.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Eva, you can answer.
I don't know if it's the correct answer, but as we plan to have the public procurement on demonstration, we don't want that the farmer give access to the whole farm. We plan that the participants may have that on the farm we will have a part of field, a part of field, let's say, a part of facilities which are adapted for demonstrations only. So maybe it is a solution or partly a solution of that problem.
Yeah. No, thank you for this, because this is coming to another relevant aspect that I think it's important, the infrastructure. So how we can invest in these farms to have the right tools, infrastructure. It's in the end it's an effort from particularly for commercial farms. How you see this point? But you answered already this, Eva. Maybe someone else has other view on that.
I can witness that we face this problem in Nefertiti in 2020 because of the COVID and the biosecurity reasons, and we already faced this problem particularly in greenhouses in Nefertiti, also in the Netherlands, where demo farm were only allowed with limited number of people, and there were some kind of pioneer in virtual demo farm, because recording video and practices in the greenhouses, and then in a separate room showing what happened in the greenhouses and so on to cope with the biosecurity problem. So I believe it will be a problem in the future, and we have to keep it in mind. And on your question of public demo farm, I fully agree. To me, the complementarity in Nefertiti, we tried to make 3/4 of the demo in commercial farm, but still to have 1/4 of the demo in other farms and sometimes in some fair and so on, because experimental farms are also the one who are taking the risk for experimenting and so on, and then that disseminate and share practices with some first cycle of pioneer and front-runner farmers, and then also these front-runner farmers are able then to disseminate to other farmers, and the concept of lighthouse farms and so on. So I believe it's a combination of all this kind of farm and demo events that could improve, substantially improve the functioning of the EKIS, and not only one specific kind of demonstration, because we notice a huge diversity in the structuration of the EKIS, in the policy framework, in the biosecurity rules. So I believe we have to, if we want to bet on demonstration farming network in the future, we have to bet on a flexible model that can be also adapted with the different national specificities.
I think we have to come to an end. It's almost 4.
Yeah.
It is 4.
Minus
one Mentimeter question left, maybe.
Yeah, that's important to us to understand, even if, of course, someone has dropped, but we try to go for the last. It's for us to understand if it was useful. So maybe it will be nice if you could rate this in any way you think, of course, to rate us. And maybe while you are voting, maybe we just we would like to give you some some perspective of our next activities, because of course we are in NEFERTITI, so we have to work with the project. And our idea is now to, of course, from this webinar, you will receive a report as a participant, and in this report we will also ask you if you want to a coffee, like Alexa said, and we will deliver at home. But otherwise, if you want to participate in the next activities, so of course the first one will be this this survey that we want to operate and run. But we will have additional events during this year, and you will be, of course, receiving all these things. And for us, it is important also to know if you could be part of this membership in NEFERTITI. And this will help us to create this sustainability of the project that hopefully will lead to a permanent activity or a permanent network of demo farms or whatever we want to create.
And
Jose, is that correct?
Yeah, and stimulate cross-learning. I think we already did a bit during those 2 hours, and we really would like to create a network that lasts for a longer time than only the project.
Yeah. So go ahead, Jose.
Yeah.
I'm
we were
shutting
very
up.
happy with your presence here. I hope that you learned something, and from the answers I think it's yes. So we are happy. We will come back to you with information and questions, and hopefully we see each other again. Adrien.
Yeah, thank you, Jose. Thank you, Fabio, and thank you to the Work Package 6 team for organizing this webinar. Thank you very much to all speakers, also Mathieu, Marko, Eva, Katarzyna, Francesco. Thank you to all participants. I hope it was useful. We want to stay in touch in the future, because we will work along this line, trying to find solutions, advices, and we are really and if you want to move further on this aspect of a demonstration network, of on-farm demonstration network in the future, through any means, through regional support, national EU support, and so on, we are at your disposal, because I believe that teaming up and sharing ideas, cross-fertilizing together, it's really a good way to share good practices and to reach our common objective on the long term. So thank you to all participants, and you will receive the link to the full video and the link to download all presentation and so on before the end of the week. Thank you again for everything, and hope to see you soon, and in physical way also.
Bye. Thank you to everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See you again in the near future.
Bye.
Bye. Many thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Fabio, can we